What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Zay to go back with another video, man. And yes, zirksee, we one day away, baby. One day away from that CFB 26, man. So I wanted to drop a little Dynasty video because y'all know I do this Dynasty stuff. I wanted to drop a Dynasty video and just give y'all some tips on how to kind of maneuver, you know what I'm saying, through Dynasty mode. The first day, the first 2 days or whatever. I was watching a bunch of videos. It's a bunch of Dynasty videos out and people playing Dynasty. So I was able to kind of watch a bunch of videos and then kind of give y'all some tips on what you should do, what you shouldn't do, and things of that nature. So we gonna get into it. So let's get into it. So first things first, your school selection, right? Because one of the big things they're prioritizing this year is pipelines. So, you know, if you go to your prospect list, having a pipeline or like making sure you're at a school with a good pipeline, as you can see here, like recruiting players in your pipeline. One of the big things they changed this year is that, you know, you get less points for visits if they're in your pipeline. So like really honing in and making sure, hey, if I'm Texas or Sam Houston State, then I'm staying within Texas to get them a lot of my players. Because, like I said, when you're battling people for this player, that pipeline is going to help you get those visits for cheaper so that you can keep more points on them in those battles when you're playing users and stuff. So one of the biggest tips is just stay within your pipeline. Try to not make, I know in this year you could probably put 20, 25 people in your recruiting class. Start with like 10 to 15, you know what I'm saying? Like if you come to the recruiting board, like start with 10 or 15. And like, as you can see, like now I got recruits, but like, you know, wait till you get some commitments first, then add to your board. I think you're killing yourself this year if you try to put 20 people on a board, 35 people on the board off the rip. You're just going to spread yourself too thin and you're going to lose a lot of battles. So my second tip would be use your board, keep it simple. 10, maybe 10 to 12, maybe 10 to 15 if you got like Georgia, Alabama, somebody, but like I would say like 8 to 12. Start off with 8 to 12. That way you can get the 50 points on everybody. You can get those visits in, and you can really maximize your coach those first couple of years. You know what I'm saying? Because you really want to maximize. You don't want to be able to. You don't want to put 35 people, and then this guy sending 65, that guy sending 65, and you only sending 12, and you hoping, hey, I can get a recruit. So, tip one: understand your pipeline. You know what I'm saying? Know where you at, know where you need to recruit at, and go off that. Tip two, look at your recruiting board, 8 to 10. 8 to 10 until you start recruiting more. Now, like I said, this Dynasty, I'm kind of halfway through the season already. So, of course, I have 9 recruits already or whatever. So, like, obviously, you know, I've added to the board since those 9 have committed. But like I said, start smaller, 8 to 10, 8 to 12, 8 to 15 if you got like Georgia in them. But start small so you can maximize your recruits. Also, transfer portal. One thing I've seen in the transfer portal videos is that it's going to go crazy. The transfer portal is back. It's going to go crazy. Obviously, we're not at the transfer portal yet, but it's going to go crazy. So, if you're somebody who rather recruit out the transfer portal, make sure you put your abilities and stuff towards the transfer portal. If that's where you're going to make your bread and butter, then live out the transfer portal. Because, I mean, as we see Colorado, we see Texas Tech, we see these teams in real life live out of the portal. So if that's your strategy, you know, recruit 8 to 10, live out the portal, and you'll be able to kind of make a team every year. You know what I'm saying? You get your 8 to 10 recruits, then you get 10 to 12 out the portal every year, and then that way you're not having a surplus on the roster. Because you don't want to have too many players, because then, you know, you mess up with your with the playing time and stuff like that. Also, deal breakers. Like I said, I'm giving y'all kind of like my in-depth opinion about everything. Deal breakers. Try not to recruit so many people with playing time. You make sure they're using other stuff, championship contender, proximity to home, and other ones. Because if you get all people with playing time, when you start progressing them, when you start upgrading them, you're going to mess yourself up because everybody going to want to have playing time. So when you're recruiting, also look at the deal breakers. Don't just recruit and think that, oh, I'm going to get all the 5 stars, and then all the 5 stars got playing time, and now you messed up because you got 12 running backs, and they all about to leave your team. So make sure you're mixing it up. If you got a running back that got playing time, try to find a running back that got, you know, championship contender or proximity to home or something else. That way, when you're building your roster, everybody's not focused in on playing time. You know what I'm saying? So you need to make sure that you're really watching who you're recruiting, what their deal breaker is, and things of that nature. So that's kind of like my recruiting spiel, because I think it's very important to understand that. You know what I'm saying? Recruiting is going to still be a challenge, but you need to make sure that you're paying attention. Don't just put 12 random people on your board, because guess what? That it's not going to work. By year 2, year 3, you're going to be cooked, you're going to be mad, or your team going to be butt, and you're going to be trying to figure out why you behind on your dynasty. So take them tips. I'm telling you, you'll be good. Next, coach abilities. Now, this coach, like I said, like this year you can make coaches like this where it's a little like balanced everywhere. So like maxed out recruiter, maxed out motivator, you know what I'm saying? Some stuff on tactician, some stuff on strategist. You know, you could do that this year. Next year, don't do this. Be a master of one instead of a master of none, okay? So try to lock in. So next year, use your coordinator. So like right here, my coordinators are both motivators. One is a recruiter. This one's a motivator with an architect. So if I got the motivator coordinators, I need to go be a recruiter. And vice versa. If they had recruiter, then I need to go be motivator. Use your coordinators. Bounce off your coordinators. So if your coordinators are good at something, you be good at something else. It makes no sense. Or you could go all in on it and say whatever. But pick your fight. You know what I'm saying? Either balance out the coordinators to where if you want to be a recruiter, they helping you somewhere else. Or if you want to be this, make sure you got some recruiters, because you want to make sure that your coordinators are bouncing off your success. So try to be a master of one first. Okay? Go all in on what you're trying to do first. Then if you got points or if you got stuff left over, then come back and try to balance it out. But if you want to be a recruiter, make sure you go all in on your recruiting stuff. You know what I'm saying? Get your classes, get your elite recruiter, get everything you need, because that's more important than trying to be a little bit of everything. Go to your program builder, get your relationship builder, get your strong roots. You know what I'm saying? One thing about recruiter is if you got the first level of recruiter, you know what I'm saying, you could kind of get away with going to relationship builder and strong roots and building up those pipelines, because then that way you'll get a more bang for your buck. But you know, now that they've changed so much things around, you know, you definitely want to get in that CEO bucket so you can get that more the merrier to give you more recruits, and then the lasting impression is also in CEO now. So if you can winning is big this year, because in CEO they have some of the better abilities and the better things that have worked in Dynasty. So if you can win, or whatever the new requirements are, you want to get to that CEO bucket as well. So try to be a master of one. Pick something, stick with it. If you're going to be a player development guy, go crazy with player development. If you're going to be a recruiter, go crazy with recruiter. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you're going to do, stick to your guns. And also, try to get to that CEO. You know what I'm saying? I can't stress that enough. Try to win. You know what I'm saying? CEO got a lot of good abilities in there this year. So, you know, from what I've been seeing, CEO going to take you there. You know what I'm saying? So just make sure you grinding. Make sure, like I said, you pick one, stick with it, and you be good to go. And then my last tip, and I guess it's like tip 5, tip 3, depending on how you look at it. So you got the recruiting. We checked that off. We got the coach abilities. We checked that off. Now we got to look at that roster. So next year you won't be able to. So this was like an athlete that I turned into a DN. He was like an athlete running back, but I made him DN, so now he got quick jump and all that. Next year, they've kind of handicapped, you know, the position changes and stuff. So a lot of the little cheese that you could do and maneuver people around and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, you really can't do that this year. But I say that to say this. understand who you upgrading. You know what I'm saying? If you got players that you want upgraded or you're trying to maneuver, you know, make sure you pick the right people that you want to upgrade. And make sure you don't go so crazy on the ratings that you're forgetting about the abilities and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? So like right here, he has off platform, but you know, if we hooked him up for 26, you know, we can help him get extender. We can help him get magician. We help him get mobile resistance. You know, make sure when you're upgrading your players, it's a little bit more balanced. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, don't go so crazy on ratings that you forget the abilities, because I'm telling you, if you hook the abilities up, you may be able to keep your players longer anyway. You know what I'm saying? You know, an 85 guy with 360, you know, he's 80 overall. So, you know, he got nasty caps. Yeah. He got nasty caps. But anyway, so like, you know, you hook him up in power or stuff like that. That's cool and all. But, you know, hook his physicals up, you know, give him a sidestep, help him try to get 360 on gold or whatever. So, you know, my tip here is when you upgrading your players, don't go crazy on the rating, because they will leave. They will leave you. From the stuff I watched, smaller schools, you know, when you hook up somebody too quickly, you know, now they 95 overall, now they want to play at Georgia. Now they want to be on TV all the time. You know what I'm saying? So instead of giving him the 95 overall and hooking up all his ratings and maxing up all the caps, hook him up enough just to unlock those physicals. You know what I'm saying? Put some of them points in physicals. That way he could be at 80 overall, but then he has gold shifty or platinum shifty. You know what I'm saying? Or gold sidestep or, you know, takeoff or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Balance out how you manually upgrading your players. You know what I'm saying? Don't just say, oh, I want to make everybody 99, because guess what? That with the new dynamic system, if they got playing time, their playing time will go from C+ to A+, and they really have to play all the time. And then you might be in a situation where, well, hey, I got a D lineman or a running back that's better than him, but now that I hooked him up too much, now he want A+ playing time. So, you know, you can really find yourself in a situation where hooking up somebody may cause turmoil and something else. See, like right here, you know, perfect example. So like he's a B-. So next year, if we were to hook him up, he would go to a B+ or a A-. And then now he got to figure out, okay, if I'm not playing here, I'm about to dip. I'm about to go play for Marshall. I'm about to go play for James Madison. So, you know, make sure, like I said, look at the deal breakers. Make your team accordingly. Try not to hook everybody up to 99. It's going to be tempting. I know. It's going to be tempting. You're going to get on here. You're going to be like, oh, snap. I got 100 skill points. I'm about to make them all 99. You're going to make him 99. Then he ain't going to play, or somebody else ain't going to play. And then you ain't going to have nobody on your team because everybody going to be in the transfer portal. All right? So that's just a little bit of tips. Like I said, I ain't want to make it too long. You know, happy CFB Eve. You know what I'm saying? This time tomorrow, we're going to be locked in. Everybody going to be playing a new college football game, man. I can't wait. I'm going to keep dropping Dynasty videos, you know, best builds, best motivator builds, best recruiter builds. Y'all know how I do. Y'all, my subscribers know how I do. Like I said, and if you're new here, thank you for the follows. Thank you for watching the video. Like I said, I broke it down into 3 things, you know, your recruiting, your coaching, and then your player management. So, you know, as long as you get good at those 3 things, you'll be able to survive. Of course, you got to win games and stuff, but, you know, everybody's not playing in, you know, online Dynasty. So, you know, you'll survive if you're in a computer league or whatever. But hopefully these are good, helpful tips to help you just kind of think and really process some stuff. But like, comment, subscribe on the video, man. I'm back. Like I said, this first week of NCAA, I'm probably going to be dropping about 15 to 20 videos. I ain't going to cap the y'all boys. I'm back, baby. So be on the lookout for a lot of videos from me, man. Like, comment, subscribe on the video. It's your boy Zay the GOAT, man. Happy 4th of July weekend. Let's turn up. CFB a day away. It's lit.